Walker's Legacy is proud to present Level Up Rochester Edition, our latest digital series featuring women of influence who have achieved success in business and beyond. Thank you for joining us for today's session with Nita Brown, owner of Mansaware. Good afternoon. My name is Almita Whitus. I am a storyteller, theater artist, author, poet, educator, and a former small business owner. Since the late 1960s, I have presented for and worked with diverse communities of people on 5 continents. I would like to welcome you to the Level Up Rochester Edition series. Thank you for joining us. Named in honor of Madam C.J. Walker, Walker's Legacy was created with a mission to cultivate an ecosystem of success designed to inspire, equip, and engage a global network of professional and entrepreneurial women of color. You can learn more about Walker's Legacy by joining us at online www.walkerslegacy.org. Before we get started, I would like to thank the City of Rochester, M&T Bank, Rochester Area Community Foundation, and the Rochester Economic Development Corporation for their continued partnership in helping make Level Up possible. Mansaware owner and fashion designer Nita Brown was born in Ghana, West Africa, where she completed her secondary schooling. She received her MBA in history from Columbia University and an MBA in international management from Georgetown University. Nita's passion for fashion was ignited by her mother. She grew up inspired and surrounded by the constant interactions and discussions of her mother and her courtiers about fabric choices and current styles. Her mother's innate eye for color, quality fabrics, and tailored looks influenced Mansaware's structured pieces, bold colors, and varied fabric prints. Brown is an avid runner. She sits on the board of Borinquen Dance Theater and raises funds for building and supporting schools for the FST Sisters, a community of nuns based in Ghana. She is an active member of Blessed Sacrament Roman Catholic Church, where she served on parish council and now assists as a lector and communion minister. I am delighted to welcome Nita Brown, and I am looking forward to our conversation.
Thank you, Almita, for just a wonderful introduction.
Oh, thank you.
One can tell you're a storyteller. Words and just jump off the pages. I can just visualize
thank
it.
you.
Thanks for the very, very welcome. And I'm so delighted to be here. I am grateful to be invited to be a master speaker. It's exciting. I can't wait for us to continue to get to know each other through this process.
Great. It's a short time, but I'm quite sure we will delve deep into this. So first of all, I have a feeling I know about Mansaware's or origins in terms of its branding. I just want you to tell us, how did you choose the name Mansaware?
Very simple. Mansa is my grandmother's name and it's my daughter's name. Mansa means to be the 3rd consecutive girl born to the same mother. So it's a birth order. Mansa is derived from Miensa, which in Ashanti means 3, the number 3. So my grandmother was the 3rd consecutive girl born to the same woman. And so she is a Mansa. If it had been a guy, it would have been Mensa, just like the brainy people, Mensa. So when I decided to start the business, it was easy. One, I wanted to name it after one of the women who've inspired me, and that was my grandmother. Remember, my daughter is also named after her. Yeah. And 2, I kind of figured, nobody's gonna have that name anyway, so there's no need to do a name search. So that's it. But I was wrong there because there is a Mansa somewhere, a Mansa Israel somewhere. So there you go. So that's where Mansa comes from.
Well, being a historian, especially with African history, I was so certain that it had something to do with Mansa Musa, who was
No,
the
no, I know, right?
greatest. He was the most
Right. He caused
wealthiest
the gold
man
rush.
ever in history of the world.
Well, he caused the gold rush in 1400.
Yes,
So he caused the gold rush. But that Mansa was from the Songhai Empire,
exactly.
which would be today, present day Mali, Burkina
Mali.
Faso. And Ghana is way off, way off in another right, way down. So, but like names, right? I mean,
Yes,
there is a Bremen. The village my grandmother is from is called Bremen. We pronounce it Bremen. It's
yes.
spelled Breman, but there is a Bremen in German.
Exactly.
So there it is. So
Exactly. Well, it's people. We know first peoples came out of Africa. So we'll just go on with that privately. Let's move on to find out. Please share with us, why do you love fashion, Nita?
Well, one came from my mom, right? And so that basically just growing up, being around her with her dressmakers, her fabric designers. So I kind of imbibed that, grew up on it. So I guess by osmosis, it just seeped into me without me realizing it. And then later on, you realize that, fashion, like anything else, is part of clothing. And, to know people, you can either know them to their architecture, to their food, through their clothing. And so once you get to know me, you can know about my culture to my clothing.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful, right? Beautiful fabrics. They're all 100% cotton that feels like silk. Sometimes people are
Yes.
like, it's cotton. I said, yes, it is cotton, very tightly woven. And just like anything else, clothing does make a statement about who you are, your culture, where you come from. And I just love beautiful things. I'm wearing a Mansa wear piece right now. You probably can't see it, but
I can see just the top.
there's a touch. I can stand up.
Please. Oh, that. Oh, I loved. Oh, my goodness. Look at that.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
that
Oh, this,
beautiful print. Oh, and wait a minute. Hold those arms out, love. Oh, wow.
one thing I can do, I can also push these sleeves up if I want to change
And it's
my
got
look,
the little puff.
and I change my look completely.
Yes. Oh, so it's versatile.
Very versatile. So most of Mansa wear stuff, the whole point, where it started is you take your Mansa wear piece and you mash it up with things already existing in your closet. Right.
Yes.
So that was the whole point. So when I moved to Rochester, people loved, so that's 20 years ago, people loved the way I dress. So there was this woman, two women at the YMCA, our lockers were right next to each other. One of them said, you really need to think about selling the way you dress. And
Mm.
if you do, I may be able to get you angel funding. That's what even made me started thinking about Mansa wear.
Oh, those
Right. So
women.
basically, the concept is pick a Mansa wear piece, match it up with things already exist in your closet to create endless styles for
Yeah,
daily and special occasions. And so throughout the year, at least 3/4 of the year, you can wear your Mansa wear outfit.
but of course.
So it's for everyday wear. And the vision is, which is a vision, so I'm always going to strive to it, to get it to be part of the US wardrobe, the closet. People always
Yes,
have a Mansa wear
indeed.
piece.
Yes,
And you can
indeed.
dress it up and dress it down. So
You're on your way, and those two angels, those two earth angels
they are.
at the YMCA, the locker. Oh man, who they knew 20 years ago, and
They
now
know
it's
it's
come to
yeah.
fruition.
And one of them, I call her my muse, and I always call her my muse. She's, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. So,
that's
that's how it
wonderful.
really started. Yeah.
That's wonderful. So may I ask you, what do you consider now your greatest professional achievement?
Okay. So starting the business 7 years ago, and still it's a small business. You know the rate of failure for small businesses.
Yes.
We opened our door. We did our ribbon cut in 2014, and still existing going through the pandemic. That is the greatest achievement
Yes.
professionally.
Well, you passed the 5-year mark, because usually small businesses pretty much go under by the 5th year. So I'm happy for you, and Rochester is happy for you. So my next question is, besides those two angels of yours, earth angels, how did you find and select any other mentors, and how has mentoring made a difference in your journey?
So mentoring has made it, and it still continued to make. Some of my
Yes.
mentors come from, believe it or not, the reason I came to Rochester was Kodak. So
Ah,
one of the guys who actually advised me was a VP from Kodak that I still keep in touch with. So I've mentors from there. I
good.
have those two mentors. I have my own mom or my grandmother who's now deceased as mentors.
Mm,
I also have my peer group. Don't forget your peers
yes,
as mentors. So I think when you think of mentoring, it's a continuum.
I share.
There's mentors for everything. Some of them I go to them just for finance, some of them for strategic planning, some of them to, you know, um, give me a wake up call, right? Make sure that I am being true to what I'm saying and I'm true to the business.
I share.
And they run the gamut, and it is so important. Whether you incorporate America or you start your own business, it is so important to have just like I'll probably say a select group of mentors
Exactly.
that you can pull with different skills and strength to keep you centered and theatered. Yes.
Yes.
So
And one of the things that I appreciate about you and speaking with you one on one is that you acknowledge the fact that mentorship does not have to do with somebody being older and more experienced. You can find mentors in your peer group and in the younger
yeah.
generation. I've found mentors in young teenagers and preteens that I work with every summer. So thank you so much for doing that. My next question has to do with the fact that May is Mental Health Awareness Month. So how do you tend to your mental health as an entrepreneur?
So one, I meditate every day.
Yes.
And I also go to the Abbey of the Genesee, where they have the
Mm,
monks. At least once
yes.
a year, I go for a week to meditate, to be in silence, just to focus on me. So every day I spend at least 10 minutes, every day, 10 minutes to just meditate. And
Yeah.
when I run, I do the rosary. I know
Mm.
people don't do that, but I still do the rosary.
So
Everybody around me know I have my rosary beads. I'm doing my rosary.
you stroke two birds with one pound. Oh, that is so
So
wonderful.
that's how I center myself. I do.
That's good. And we can all learn from
Yeah.
your example of that. Now, this next question that I have is a little bit off of that particular subject. I want to ask you two things. How has COVID-19 impacted your business, and how have you pivoted to adjust?
So COVID actually impacted my business positively,
Yes.
right? So COVID comes, everything shuts down. I'm selling $225 jackets. Ghana also shuts down. But then I'm looking around and I see all these beautiful fabrics, 2 yards, about 30, 50 different pieces hanging in my shop.
Mm,
So I call Anne. So the way the custom made business for my business work is you come in, you place an order, it goes to Ghana, the production is done in Ghana, it come back in 28 days. So because the custom piece is finished before the customer does the fitting, I always have a group of skilled seamstress and tailors to do alterations here for me.
yes.
So I called one of them up. I said, Anne, we make masks. She's like, yes. So we did the production line. I have to give it to Rochester. They came out, they supported me. I mean, that's what kept Mansa going. We sold about 3,000 masks.
Wow, that is fantastic. I
So
did
that
see some online.
I really, right? And
Yeah.
during that same time, I used to also work as a school administrator for this school district.
Oh, good.
So during COVID, they let me off. And I said, okay, door closing means door opening. 100% focus on menswear now.
Yes.
So I started, Governor Cuomo was on TV, if you remember, April,
Mm-hmm.
March, end of March, everybody going crazy, PPP. Okay, so I signed up for every state agency to do hospital gowns, chemo cups. Like
Oh
every
my goodness.
application there is, because remember, this is my only job now. I don't have to respond to anyone but me.
Yeah.
And I was very lucky. I got a competitive bid for Roswell Park Cancer Institute. I'm
Oh,
doing chemo cups for them. Chemo, yeah.
that is a lucrative contract.
So I got
Roswell,
Roswell.
wow.
Started doing chemo cups for them.
They're
So
international.
we just sent in our second batch of chemo cups. So what Roswell had been doing, I think they had just been going to chemocup.com and buying them. They did a bid. And so what they made me do is not only, do the cups, they made me package it nicely with my logo, my everything, because they want the women. So they give the cups out. So
Yeah.
as you leave, they give, so they want every woman to know that it was specifically designed to meet them. So the whole packaging. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. We just sent in our second order to Roswell.
Yes, indeed.
So yeah, yeah, funny enough, yeah, COVID ended. Well, yeah, and all through the COVID stuff, everything was going haywire. I was applying. Joanne had a grant. I applied. I was one of the 20 women nationwide to be selected for a 4,000 Joanne Fabrics grant.
Oh my goodness, that's so
Yeah.
wonderful. Congratulations.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, yeah. So it was, but yeah. So
Yeah.
COVID ended up, funny enough, working, like I
It,
lost
it
my job.
worked.
So I then 100% focus on this.
It
Yeah.
worked for your benefit,
It
and
did.
you worked your plan. You
Yeah.
saw where there was something that could benefit your business and ran with it. Like you said, you put in bids.
Yeah.
Those
I
bids,
was.
and those bids are not easy to do. They're time
So by
consuming.
the way, before I put in the bids, when I opened the business, one of the things that I'm going to tell every woman out there, apply to be a minority women business enterprise. It
Yeah.
is a long process. If anybody needs help, they can come to me. I can give them my version of my books for them to copy. I actually have it out. Somebody's using it. I'm going to get it back. If they need help, they can come take my book. What I did, they can copy it, follow the example. It is a long process, but it's worth it, because when things happen like this, I happen to have, the credentials.
Yes.
Now, Roswell, when they put the bid out, they didn't say anything. But then when I wanted, they said, "Are you a mine?" I said, "Yes."
And I do believe, according to federal law, they have to give priority to minority business owned, women business owned enterprises.
Well, actually, what it is New York State have mandated that any New York State entity contract.
Oh,
So it's new. So I'm actually focusing on New York State, although I can do Fed. I don't even bother with it. But I think Governor Cuomo made it much more stricter. 30% needs to go to women, minority, or veterans. And so they're and I have to give it to the state. They do have seminars. They have PTAC to
yes.
help us put in bid. So the infrastructure is there. The question is, competing with everybody. So if you out there, one thing you can do for your business as you getting yourself registered for your name and everything, look into MWBE certification.
And look for ways for making your business stand out and look unique.
Right. So, and if you need help, feel free to send me an email, pop up, come pick up the binder that I've done. I've utilized it. Like I said, it's out with someone else. I'll get it back, give it to you, follow it. It's long, it's lengthy, but it's worth it.
I have a feeling some of my friends are going to reach out to you on that.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Most
Yeah,
definitely.
absolutely. Yeah.
So my next question is, I think you might have answered it, but I'd like for you to say a little bit more, because it's actually two questions. What does Rochester mean to you, and why do you stay here? What is it about Rochester that
All right.
makes it
So,
your home?
well, which I made it home. So to begin with, I I came here because Kodak brought me here, but I never applied for the job. So I never applied for the job. So I was at a conference, MBA, Georgetown. I went to one of these conferences. I wanted to take a one-time use camera. And they're like, no, you have to put your resume down. So I put my resume down, took the camera, I got the job. Never
Mm.
applied for it, got the job. So I'm like, okay, this must be something unique or special about this place, right? So the guy who interviewed me ended up being, I guess I call him Uncle Mike. His wife ended up being my daughter's godmother.
Oh, how wonderful.
Oh, and they've all left, but they already left Kodak. They've left, but I stayed. So that's
Yeah.
basically what happened. Then I came in here. The church community was wonderful. The people at Kodak were incredible. The people at the Y, all these wonderful communities just building up. It was like, oh my God, this place is amazing. Now, so basically that's what happened. So although I left Kodak, I decided to stay and start a family here and
Yeah.
start a business here. And I have to give it to Rochester, because when I started out Mansaware, I thought my average clientele would be me, a
Mm.
Black woman. Well, lo and behold, 60% of my customers are white females.
But of course.
So that also completely blew me away, right? And it's like, so it's like, I've been embraced. I have all kinds of support system down my street. My street, we're in a city. I live in the city, in a city street. I live actually close to the shop, Park Avenue. My street is full of kids. My daughter grew up, she's 17 now, but growing up there about 12 kids, the same age. We all decided to stay in the city, you know, and raise our family here. My neighbors, the bus would drop Mansa off there. It was just an incredible place. It's like, what is there not to? I guess if you've lived everywhere on every continent and lived in a lot of places, then you
Yes.
realize what a gem this place is.
Yes.
That's what it is.
I would tend to agree.
Because I've lived everywhere and either traveled or lived on all the 5 continents. This is it's a wonderful place.
Yes,
Oh,
indeed.
okay. The only caveat is it's hard to travel international. That's the only caveat.
Well, now it is. I used to
No,
love
before
traveling.
it was.
I
Before it's
love traveling international. Oh my goodness.
what I meant by it is you cannot travel nonstop anywhere. That's what I meant. You
Yes.
always have to break your journey. So
Yes.
pain traveling, that's what I meant. You
Yeah.
always have to go somewhere to break the journey. You can't just.
Well,
I mean, Delta flies nonstop to Accra, Ghana, but you still have to stop at JFK.
yes.
You can't just
I know how that feels. What from being a child, to the woman that you are today,
Mhm.
what are 3 of the most important qualities of being a human, of being a Black woman, a woman of color, that you feel is important to make it in this world?
So 3 things that I still look for in everything. Somebody who's kind, being persistent,
Mhm.
staying the course, being kind, being persistent, and actually believing we're here for a purpose or a reason.
I share.
We're here for a reason. We're just not here to just eat and die. There's a reason we're here. I think that's all it is. We are trying to find our whole being of being here. Some people may express us like Catholicism. Some people may express like Buddhism or atheism, but whatever it is, we are here for a purpose
I
and a
share.
destiny. And we have to be kind to each other.
Mhm.
And when I say kind, being kind, loving someone that, when you think of race and you think of being racist, why are we like that? Because if you really love yourself or you're truly kind to someone like you should be, you wouldn't do that.
Yes.
You
Yes.
wouldn't be racist. You wouldn't be, it's one of those, if you truly believe you're here for a purpose or destiny, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
those 2 things I think, and I'll probably say this is stuff I got from my grandmother Mansa. I talk about her a lot. Um, and I wrote my business school essay on her.
Mm.
I finished business school, and I went to business school. I realized everything she's been telling us about money and diversified, they call it diversified business school. My grandmother said, listen, you need to have a year of your salary saved for your rent. I
Yeah.
had to go to business school to learn that's called diversification. She already told me that, right?
Speaking
Really
of,
smart, never had formal education, but that woman ran a business. I never gave her, I mean, she ran a business. By the time she retired, she was living off of her investment. She had um,
oh,
in like a motel that
yes.
she was living off of it.
Oh, wow.
Motel income that she was living on. Yeah. Her third husband. And so I guess, what some people don't know, Ghana is a matrilineal society. So you inherit your
Exactly.
lineage through your maternal side. So
Yes.
it's very easy for women to get divorced because the children, you carry their lineage. So my grandmother Mansa and her third husband ran a motel. So when they split up, it was amicable, but she ran her line and he did her line, and they hired one manager.
That is so unusual looking at things from an American standpoint. However, and in my opinion, that's how society came to be. It was the mother, it was the woman who pretty much took care of everything that needed to be done in order for the community, for a village, for a town, for a city to run properly. It was the women and their wise sayings. I want to ask you a question because I am a storyteller.
Uh-huh.
And would you share with me one of your grandmother Mansa's favorite stories that she used to
Oh my
tell
God.
you when you
I
were a
got it.
child? One,
The
please.
only one I remember is, you probably know the Anansi story.
Yes.
Okay. So this one is how wisdom spread throughout the whole world.
Yes.
Okay. So I don't know. So if anybody can visualize a coconut tree, and to climb a coconut tree, it's very tall and there's no limbs on it to help you climb up the coconut tree. So you
Right.
have to kind of shimmer with a rope. That's how you
Mhm.
climb it. So I'm not sure whether the audience can visualize, but visualize a very tall coconut tree is almost smooth, the tree smooth. So to climb it, you would need to have a rope tied around you and shimmer it up. Anyway,
Right.
so this favorite story was Kweku Anansi, and Kweku means a boy born on a Wednesday.
Wednesday. My
So
grandson's a
Anansi,
Quaker.
right, and I think Anansi is like the bear rabbit here. Anyway, Anansi decided, all right, I'm going to collect all the wisdom in the whole entire world for myself. And so he collected it, put it in a pot, and started climbing the tree because he's going to put it on the top of a coconut tree. So halfway in the middle, Anansi's daughter said, "Hey, where are you going?" And said, "Oh, I'm just going to I've taken all the wisdom in the world and going, to climb up a tree with it." And so Aso said, "But if that's the case, why do you have the pot in front of you? Because halfway to you will not be able to get up there. You should have the pot at the back." So he realized, I've let some of the wisdom down there, and in his anger, the pot fell and it cracked, and that's how wisdom spread throughout the world.
Thank you so much. That is a well-known story. However, I have never heard your version.
You've
This is
never
a
heard my
whole,
version
I
of the
never
book?
heard that version.
Well, that's the
I've,
version.
I've heard sort of different takes on it, but not the way you told it. And that's the beauty of storytelling, because each time the story is told, it's told differently. Even if it's the same storyteller, it's a different take because it's a different way, it's a different audience, it's different ears that are
Right.
taking it in. Oh my goodness. Thank you
And
so
interpret it.
much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Well, I would like to ask you again, please,
Uh-huh.
what do you recommend to other business women, Black women and women of color, to make their business, to grow their business? You said it a little bit earlier, and I'd like for you to just wrap it up one more time, just in case that some people didn't quite get it.
Well, first of all, you can never underestimate finances. And I'm assuming you can never underestimate, because it's so hard for you to get financing for your business, because
Yes.
banks want to give you the money after you've proven yourself, but you need the money to get there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's I think one of the biggest hurdle for us. The other thing is being flexible. So you have to be true to your vision. So my vision for Mansour is I want every woman in America to have a Mansour piece in their closet. That's the
Mm.
vision. I will continuously strive for it because it's impossible to get every woman to have a Mansour piece in their closet, but I'm going to strive for it,
Yeah.
right? That's the goal. So that's the vision. And
Yes.
in it, you have to be flexible because things are going to happen. You may have to deviate, you know, just like COVID, I started making masks. Does
Mm-hmm.
it mean that I'm completely off? No. I started making chemo caps. Does it mean no? That vision is still there, but be flexible because you never know. You know, be willing to change, but don't. If you believe your true ideal, don't let the ideal go. Hold on to it. And there may come times when you may like people are like, oh, it's not working out, give it up. um, Stay true to it. Stay true to whatever your belief is, your goal is, your vision is. Stay
Yeah.
with it, but be flexible in it. And I guess the one thing I would say is finance. I mean, I was lucky enough to use a lot of my home equity because I had home equity to use. And
Yes.
it was very easy, low financing because you're not under a loan. You don't have to pay back because it's your home equity loan. You
Exactly.
can take your time to pay back. So I got the flexibility to
Mm.
do that until I got to the point where you can get loan. Another strategy that has worked for me, and it's worked for me in 2020, apply for grants as much as possible. So whatever your story is, get the story down and all the mechanism of the story and the backup and have it down tight. So as soon as a grant comes, you can apply for it.
I
The
share.
Joanne grant was one of them. It just, by the time I heard it, was I think almost a week for it to expire. And I just put together a video.
Yes. Wow.
So,
Thank
yeah.
you
So,
so much. This is rich. This session is so rich, and you're you're the gold. You're the gold in putting all of this together. Making sure that women of color receive efficacious assistance, not just effective, but efficacious assistance in making sure that they get off on the right foot, surround themselves with mentors of all ages and walks of life, be kind to themselves, work on their mental attitude, make sure, I mean, the meditation is so very important. Keeping a positive attitude, looking at what can be done rather than what can't be done when you want to move forward, and always have something to throw out there in case a grant comes along. It's like, oh, I got something for that. Oh yeah, here we go. And make sure you join that the MBOE.
Minority Women Business Enterprise. So
Thank you.
MWBE, Minority
MWBE. Yes.
Women Business Enterprise. You know, try
Yes.
and get the certification. New York State, and try and get, because there's a lot, especially New York State wants everything 30%. So you'd be amazed. Today I was on MWB conference, and this was for Long Island electricity,
Mm-hmm.
but they were giving contract out to marketing people who are going to market them and do. And I would never have thought about electricity company like RG&E, but it makes sense. They have to market somehow.
Yeah.
They have to send information out, so it makes sense.
Yes. Yes. So it's
Yeah.
sort of like keeping your ear to the ground, making
Yeah.
sure that you're in the loop when
Right.
certain things come out. Thank you for that, because I'm known for just going online and finding all kinds of things. And even if I can't use them, I share it with others in hopes that someone I know might be able to use it to benefit their business.
Right. And the other thing is, don't forget, one of your key people you need to network with is your customers.
I share.
A lot of my masterwork customers have become my very good friends now,
Mm-hmm.
but they started out as customers, right? So
Yes.
that's another group. They can be customers, you can be friends, but
Mm-hmm.
that's another group that will also give you feedback for your business.
So you turn your customers into friends.
Yeah, when they end up becoming friends, right? Because if say they buy one or two dresses, then you start going out for a drink, and before you know it,
And even if it's only online, somebody will be looking at you and say, "Oh, where'd you get that dress, girlfriend? What was that?" Well, this is Mansa wear. Mansa wear. How do I find out more? Do we have the link for your website so that people can
oh, you want me to put the link in the notes? Is that what you're
yes,
saying?
yes,
Sure,
please.
absolutely. I can do that. I think it will have to go in the chat.
Yes,
So
please put that in the chat, and
uh,
we will be able to
367 Park Avenue. And we are right Park Avenue at Oxford Street.
I saw that when I
Yeah.
was going down Park Avenue.
Yeah,
I
you
was
can look it up.
looking.
Yeah, Park
Oh
Avenue.
my, oh wow. That's a prime location, by the way.
I know it took me a while. When I decided I was going to look for a spot, I decided it has to be somewhere where people go by, they
Mm-hmm.
see the window, they love it, they come in. They're
Yes.
like, I want to buy it, right? Because what's going to happen is you're going to describe, oh, I have fabrics from Ghana, and they're like, where's Ghana? Like it's from West Africa, and all of a sudden, whether inadvertently or not, the image that pops into their mind is that kid with the house flies and eating some gooey stuff. That's what's going to pop into their mind, right?
Exactly.
So, so how do you get people to just, because the bulk of them would just go in, love it, yeah.
So
And
Park Avenue is definitely not that image.
well, but that's what's going to happen, right?
Exactly.
You also want a Mansa wear to be something you wear throughout the year, not only for
Not.
Black History Month or Martin Luther King Day, but
Mm-hmm.
something you wear every day,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Like you said, at least 3/4 of the year.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, I have coats from different parts of Africa,
Uh-huh.
winter coats that
Right.
are made from heavy cotton,
Yeah.
and they're
Like the
very,
like
very
the mud
warm.
cloth. The mud
Yes.
cloth is very heavy. Kente,
Mhm.
true kente
Yes.
is very heavy.
Yes.
So I've left my address, our website, and also on social media, we are on as Mansowear on all
Wonderful.
the social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram.
Wonderful. Oh, this is great.
So now can I ask a little bit about you? Oh no, I can't.
I'm not sure, but if you want to, we've still got a few extra minutes. I'll
Well,
do
I
my
think what,
best.
the other thing I can tell you about is where I am with Mansowear right now. So for
Yes,
the past
please.
7 years, it's been custom made, right? So you come in, you select a fabric, I take your measurements, we talk style, I send the order to Ghana. So all my inventory of fabrics is in Ghana. So what you see at the shop would just be um, just sample size, 2 yards of it. So you pick from it,
Hmm.
goes to Ghana, it comes back. And then you come in for a fit in, you get your outfit. So now I was there for a month. What I'm doing now is getting a ready to wear collection ready.
Ah.
So I came back with ready to wear. I I made 10 of our most popular styles.
Hmm.
I made enough sizes to sell online. So
Oh,
we now have size from 10 to 18. We have them available to sell. So now you can just go online and pick up a Mansowear piece or come in shop and pick it up. So that's where we are. That's our growth trajectory. But
oh,
I've decided all along I'm going to be a Western New York company. There's no need to go downstate because there's plenty of work here. So I'm just going
yes,
to focus on Rochester,
yes,
Buffalo, and Hughes.
yes. This
That's
is
going to be my focus.
that's a sound business decision. I will say
Plus, moving to Atlanta or New York City doesn't make any difference if the production is still done in Ghana. We still have to
exactly.
bring it back.
Exactly. And
So,
you've already established your tailors and the women who sew for you here in Rochester. You've already established this
yeah, so
wonderful working relationship.
yeah, and actually, as I expand and what I'll look for instead of opening a shop is look for a group of seamstresses who could do alteration for customers.
Oh, do you hear
Because it
that,
doesn't make
folks?
sense to open a retail shop if all your production is being done in Ghana.
Exactly.
I would
Exactly.
need to have a group of seamstress who people can take the stuff to. So when you purchase a dress at Mansa, a custom piece for like 189, right? Including the
Mhm.
shipping and everything. It also includes your alteration for the first 14 days.
Ooh,
Because normally you should have gone in for a fitting before the outfit was completed. In
exactly.
this instant, it's a complete outfit coming. So I bear the responsibility of any tweaks that need to be done. I pick that up here.
Exactly.
So for the
And
first 14 days, I do that.
and if I'm hearing you correctly, you're on the lookout for more seamstresses that might want to be able to
Yeah,
help you.
right.
So yes,
Yeah,
so you're an employer and an entrepreneur.
yeah. And
Yes,
I actually do have, even during COVID, I had one employee who works with me and came back and helped out. Yeah. So I do have an employee. And yeah, and the seamstress is basically a contract, right? So,
excellent.
you know,
That's
so
I
that's the people who do the chemo caps. We're
yes,
doing it here. We're not taking that to Ghana.
yes,
Didn't make
yes.
sense to take it. Yeah, we're doing the chemo caps here. So they actually all of them live in Greece. Yeah, we could get some that live in Rochester, that live in, yeah, they all
Well,
live
I'm
have to
quite
live
sure
in
there's
Greece.
a number that's in the Rochester in the community that would love to be a part of this.
I would love, yeah.
So, do
And
you
it's
hear
always
that,
been word
folks?
of mouth. I'm sorry.
I was talking to the people that are watching this. Do you hear that, folks?
Yeah,
She's
yeah,
hiring, and it's not an
yeah,
employee, it's a contract position, which is much better.
yeah. So you just, yeah, you do it, and yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yes, yes.
So that's really,
Well, Nita, I want to thank you for joining us today and sharing your story and all of the wonderful little avenues that you've taken us down, the advice, sharing it with our Walker's Legacy community. You've already told us how people can stay in touch with you. We're going to read it again off of would you like to read it?
yeah. So you
Sure.
can reach us at mansaware.com. We are located at 367 Park Avenue. We're in Park in Oxford. We're right across from Magnolias. And for those of you who are around when Obama came, Magnolias was where Obama came to eat. So right in Oxford and Park.
Yes.
You can reach us at www.mansaware.com. Phone number is 585-267-9960. Once again, it's 585-267-9960. I think I transposed the numbers there, correct phone number.
Yes.
And we are on all the social media accounts. So if you go to Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, it's always Mansaware. I look forward to seeing you either online or in the boutique or on social media. And yeah, and anyone, once again, if you need help in getting your minority women business enterprise certificate, reach out to me, can come borrow the binder. And any questions I have, I'll be delighted to help out. Have
That is,
coffee, tell you how I did it. People mentor me, so it's time for me to give back.
I share. That
Yeah,
is so kind
yeah,
of you,
people
and
mentor
it's the
me. Yeah,
African tradition.
yeah, it's time for me to
You
give
hold
back.
your hand closed, nothing good can come in.
Yeah,
It's the open
absolutely.
hand that is blessed, for it
Yeah,
gives abundance even as it receives. So
yes.
today, Walker's Legacy Foundation programming looks to bring you insightful, meaningful opportunities. And we want to thank you for being here with us today, Nita. We hope that the viewers found being here today with you a wonderful, special hangout opportunity. I mean, it was just like women hanging out, having fun, and getting down to business. So,
Absolutely.
everyone, we hope to see you at our upcoming events. Our next Level Up Rochester edition is August 19th, 2021 at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Stay tuned for more details. The Women Who Enterprise Fall Cohort begins August 28th, 2021. Applications will be available in July, and look out for more events. Thank you, Nita.
Well, thank you, Almita. It was great. I enjoyed it. Thanks, everyone.
Peace and
And
blessings.
look forward to seeing all of you soon.
Thank you. Peace and
Okay,
blessings.
bye-bye. Bye.